enjoying the sunrise, man? Good morning, man.
Hi, good morning. I'm on the shady side of the RV. I'm going to take you over and kind of show you why I really like this space, this location for me and the cat. Let me show you here. This here, coming around, this is the passenger side, is an amazing view of, obviously, the water. This Ocean Springs is over that way. There's the bridge that goes over to the peninsula, and Biloxi's over there. So when you're cooking and hanging out here, you really have a front row seat. So all this openness, I don't know of any other spots in this area that I've seen that have this amazing views. I kind of lucked out with this spot. I saw the moon rising the other day right here, and then I saw it rising again last night, full moon. So that's the one reason I like this. The second thing is because I'm facing this way where the sun rises. The cat sits up in the dashboard, and she's really a sun cat. She loves to watch the sunrise, so she has a front row view of that. And then up this way, we're at the bottom of the loop. So from the dining hammock window, and also the window above up in the bunk, and also when she's sitting on the dash here in the front, she has a front row view of all the cars coming down, all the new RVs, and at night all the golf carts coming around the corner with the lights. So I think out of all the, let's see, this is my fourth place I've stayed on this short little trip. This has got to be the best location. It's not a ton of trees here, but where we are in this spot, what spot are we in here? Just so you know, here, spot 149 at the Biloxi Bay RV Resort and Marina. What can I say? It's a great spot. You know, one of the things I really like about these RV parks is it's kind of like a real world RV show. You kind of drive around and get a feel for the different models that are out there, different ways to live, different ways that people set these campsites up. This trip here for me, on my own, has been one that I was looking at an opportunity to be more of another learning experience for me. You know, how were the cat and I going to be able to, or how is she going to do in this extended trip, this week-long trip? But also, how am I going to adjust to the limitations of being in an RV? What would I change? What would I want to get more out of? How could I see myself doing this possibly long term if that's the direction I want to go? And for some reason, I'm really now thinking about if I were to have a place to park an RV. Say I moved to North Carolina or Tennessee. What would I want? Would I want a small vehicle to just head out all the time? Or would I want a 1/2 to 3/4 ton pickup and a fifth wheeler? Or would I want an A and then tow behind a vehicle? I don't know, in this trip I'm kind of leaning toward the fifth wheel, but a smaller one. And also, am I the boondocking type, or am I the type that wants to stay in the campgrounds? I think the latter, you know? But I would like to settle in and not, settle in for a week and really explore an area. And the only way to explore an area is to have a vehicle. So, kind of thinking the fifth wheel would be a great way. Talking to that guy yesterday, he said he was on his 10th RV. Makes me okay with the fact that I might get something and then want to switch it out. That's okay. It's totally okay. Now, if I were to do a Class A, it would be a nice small one like this. Small little Coleman, the Leprechaun. I feel like I'm announcing the dogs at the dog show. The Standard Poodle, the Cocker Spaniel, and the Bulldog Terrier. There's the Grey Wolf and the Alpha Wolf. That's another one I've been eyeballing. East-West Tandera. It's a nice fifth wheel. It's got two different awnings, a couple of pull-outs. That's a nice small Class A, by the way.
You don't even have to ask to be the cat in the sun. Someday I will see the whole deal through. Today I've got better things to do. Okay, to leave a little bit undone and be the cat in the sun. Be the cat in the sun. Set aside every empty spreadsheet line and loosen up.
That's the bar and main pool area. Overlooks, again, the bay, whatever they call this here. We call it Intercoastal down in Palm Beach. The bay, whatever it is. The Sound. Now's a good time to be in the pool. Yesterday it was really packed. And they got a food truck here, and the bar was hopping until about 11 last night. I was driving around. Had a guy playing guitar. It's getting very hot now. About time to hit the road. Just wanted to give you a quick lay of the land before I actually hit the road. Check out a couple more RVs. Morning. I like this. See, this is a nice fifth wheeler also. The Solitude by Grand Design. I was looking at them this morning online. Got two pullouts on the driver's side. It's got an F350 hauling it. And then one big pullout on the passenger side. See, I wouldn't want an Alpine. I wouldn't want something this large or that large. What else we got here for me to earmark? The Berkshire, too big. This Volante here, way too big. The Sandpiper. This Momentum, I think most of these are toy haulers, these Momentums, from what I've been seeing. This one's it's a pretty big one. Too big for me. A little too large. That's the Solitude by Grand Design. A little larger than I would want. But I like this Eagle HT by Jayco. Nice small one. I like to ride around this time of the morning. People are basically battening down the hatches, getting ready to move, latching their cars onto the back of their Class A's or hooking up the fifth wheelers, ready to hit the road. I tell you what, it's a cool lifestyle once you dip your toe into it. That's for damn sure. I thought the cat was going to be on the dashboard. She's probably under the pillows by now. Anyway, isn't that a nice view? You see the cars come in, like I said, and roll right through. almost ready to leave. Although I don't want to leave. See how the cat's doing.
What's going on, little man?
That's one way to do it. It's always so sad returning the golf cart. Yeah, it's time to move on though. I just turned this on because it's going to be slightly cloudy out today. It's kind of nice. Should be for a nice drive. I love the smell of somebody's cooking bacon somewhere. It's always a breakfast thing happening somewhere. Been alternating between bacon and eggs one day and then shakes, protein shakes with a little bit of frozen fruit. Kind of mix things up. Anyway, all right, so this is the final walk back. Like I said, my loop goes down this way and then around. We're at the tail end of it. It's really a good location for the cat, you know? She always had something to look at when she chose to. She waffles between that and being really interested in what's going on and hanging out with me to burrowing under the pillows and hiding, which she usually does when I drive. So all right, let me just show you real quick a couple of things I got to disconnect, and then we're gonna hit the road. All right, I'm not quite ready to unhook just yet, but I've already done the sewer line. So let's start with the electrical. So the electrical, the cable gets stored in here, and what happens is that comes down and it plugs into this surge protector. What you do is you plug this in first and make sure that the lighting's correct before you plug that in and then turn the breaker on. There's a 50 amp plug also, so it's 30 and 50 plus a convenience outlet if you want to charge something or whatever, charge your golf cart, I guess. And then the water gets hooked up through a filter basically, and then screws into the side of the RV. And then the third thing is there's the waistline right there. There's your black tank lever or pool, and then your gray tank. So there's I've already disconnected it, but there's a hose that twist locks onto there, comes out, and then goes right into there. There's threaded, just threaded, whatever you call that. Everything gets stored in these bins, hoses and whatnot. And then I'll have to pull up the levelers, which are electric. Pull the tire shocks. The awnings already pulled in. Again, I'm gonna miss this view. So it's transition day. We are now leaving the Biloxi RV Resort and Marina, and I'm heading to, I don't even remember the name of it now. The hell's in it? Hold on. Eagles Roost. Yeah, Eagles Roost RV Resort or something. RV something around. First, we're gonna drive through Ocean Springs.
Set aside every empty spreadsheet line and loosen up on the grind. Simmer down, settle back and mess around. Be the cat in the sun. Someday.
What does this say? No trucks, 7-foot height. I guess I gotta go. I can't go where I want to go. It says no trucks. I get fucking stuck. 7-foot height. That'd be embarrassing. Yeah, this is a town that's best explored on car. Probably best to get the hell out of here. I'm getting looks by some of the locals like, what the fuck are you doing back here? So yeah, this is the kind of town I think if I was going to be coming through. Oh yeah, there's the boat area.
In half a mile, turn right onto Government Street.
Well, again, I'm in a Class C RV with a slight height limitation. I'm not even sure what the height is, and I got to deal with it. Alrighty, we're still on the road. Nothing that exciting. Stopping at a couple of rest stops here and there. So, again, the advantage of a Class C, or a drivable unit, either, well, Class A as well, or a B, as opposed to a trailer or a fifth wheeler, is, you know, you just pull up into a truck slot, get back, use the restroom, grab some snacks out of the fridge, sit down, pet the cat, hang out for a little bit, jump back in the driver's seat and hit the road. That's one of the advantages, is you gotta weigh the pros and cons, whatever kind of traveling you're doing. People are flying by me. I mean, I'm doing the speed limit and people are flying by me. Got 3 cars gonna be flying by me in a second, as you can see. 1, now there's 2 more. I'm about an hour and a half away, I think. Hour and 37 minutes to touchdown. This place is called, I keep forgetting the name, it's Eagles Roost Campground. And it's supposed to be a lot of moss hanging off of the trees, off of the oaks. It's supposed to be pretty. Been listening to a couple of RV related podcasts that are really good. Forget the name of them. I'll put them in the notes. You know, I'm kind of like really into RVing now. Of course, next month I'll be driving a car. Won't really be into the RV stuff, but since I am, you know, I'm really thinking a lot about it actually. How cool it would be to be somewhere out of Florida where I can park an RV or a camper of some sort and really travel a lot more. It's gonna happen, I think, sooner than later. Keep talking about it. What the hell is that thing? I don't know what that is. Stuff flying out of this truck.
What's going on, other man?
Denise says hi. Gotta give you a kiss.
Good man. Oh, good morning, man.
Alrighty, we're just doing a little breakfast prep here. I just wanted to point something out. You know, when you're in these little camper sink areas, kitchen areas, you know, my tendency is to kind of come in real quick here, especially with the garbage thing over here. Take something out of here. You got to watch these. Look how close this thing is. I can't even begin to tell you how many times I've slammed my head into this thing. Just now, I think I lost a couple of brain cells. In addition, sometimes I open this thing up and I leave it open. Like an idiot, of course. Right here, I think about maybe 30 IQ points have been lost right at that corner. And I've got the head wounds to prove it. I'm making eggs. It's like really late. It's like 11, quarter to 11. I'm going to cook outside. I'm loving this RV life, by the way. So when I first started this trip, my thoughts were, how am I going to be able to travel with a cat? And after 8 days, my only thought is, how could I not travel with a cat? Alright, we're pretty damn close to the interstate, but it's still a pretty cool place. Sun sets over here, and all of this stuff was just glowing orange last night. I'm going to try to get some better shots tonight. Got a couple of iPhone shots, but the entire little park here is just full of these oak trees with the moss. It's pretty bloody hot out there, I can tell you that much. I cook out and then get back in the old mini Winnie. It's breakfast time and it's almost noon. What? So we got ham, tomato, egg, obviously, and little chunks of mozzarella cheese. We're gonna be chowing. Alright, I'm about to dive into my breakfast here. Actually, we should call it brunch, because I think it's, what time is it now? 11:30 already. So I was just thinking as I was cooking out there, you know, one of my next segments I'm going to be renting a car and staying in little hotels along the way, hitting about 4. Oh, there goes my neighbor. And one of the things I really like is cooking out, you know? So I'm thinking, you don't have to do the whole RV thing. Maybe on one of my next treks, instead of trying to find cheap hotels, find campgrounds with little cabins that I can cook out and have like a, you know, in the back of the SUV or the trunk or whatever, have like a little grill, have some basic stuff, have the cooler, so I can kind of have the best of both worlds, you know? I mean, it seems obvious to those who put even 1 microsecond of thought into this, but it just hit me as I was out there cooking breakfast. I'm like, I really like this. You know, I love cooking out. That's all I got for now. I'm about to enjoy an amazing breakfast. Ham, egg, a little bit of mozzarella, and some tomato. And some tea in one of my camping cat mugs. The link below. So here I am midday. I'm actually exploring another option to do travel across the country. It's midday, it's hot outside. I'm at a Georgia campground. Well, of course you know that if you're watching this segment. I just thought the lighting was kind of cool out here. I do lighting for events. It looks like a gobo. Texture, love it. All right, back to the video. Hey, look, there's another male. Meow. Outside of the store. And there's my mini Winnie. By the way, it just rained here. And it was hot before. And now it feels like a terrarium. It's a little humid. So the other day I'm at the gas station. I'm filling up here on this side, obviously. And I hear this whee. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I recognize that sound. When I come back here, I'm looking, the awning was not out, but one of the jacks was down. I was like, and I heard it going click, 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 and I look, and one of these tubs that holds the sewer line or the water line, whatever, went right into the buttons and was hitting the buttons, or one of them anyway. It's hilarious. Whee! There you go. Look at that little prism hauling a car. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out later. Just out for a leisurely walk. But you probably can't tell from this video is how excessively hot it is. Anyway, I'm at this campground called Eagles Roost. It's in a town called Lake City, I think it is. Real close to Valdosta. Not quite that far north. As you can see behind me, there are all of these oak trees with the Spanish moss hanging from them. Very cool. I'm in a section of the park now that I think a lot of these people are a little longer term than where I'm at. For instance, this guy's not going anywhere soon. Took the better part of a week to tear that thing down. Got a couple mobile homes up above. How you doing? And like I said, the interstate. How's it going? Interstate over to the right. So it's a little bit noisy. I heard a lot of interstate noise late last night. So that's kind of the downside. Doesn't matter how far into the park you are, I think you're going to hear it. Anyway, I want to save some battery life here as I come around the corner, and I want to show you this one that just pulled in. It's one hell of a sewage line setup, but I got to be honest with you, when I pass there, it's the only place in this park so far that's actually smelt like sewage. I don't want to bother the guy because he's setting up, but off in the distance you see a Mercedes chassis. Prism is the RV, and he's hauling an SUV behind him. That's the way to go. That is a smooth looking setup. He's leveling it now. Front left tire's way off the ground, and it's got a push out on the driver's side. Sweet. I don't know if you can see it behind me again. I just had a chat with the guy, and let me turn around here. So he's hauling an RDX behind that, and looks like it's a Mercedes chassis. Prism is the I guess the brand of Forest River, I think, and then Prism's the model. Not sure of that. I'm gonna have to look that up. What a great rig. So a little bit of info. You can't really back that up the way he's got it. I guess he likes his trailer because it can, he says it's easier to steer, the one he got. But you can't back up. So when you get a spot, you obviously have to look for a drive-through spot. So whatever that's worth. Having a car would be great if I did this long term, because again, getting to trailheads, getting to scenic locations for sunrise, you know, you jump in the car with a cup of coffee, you head out and do that, you come back, make breakfast, do all your kind of daily stuff in the RV, blog posts, write articles, whatever, and then you head out at night again, and you don't have to keep hooking up and unhooking your home. But you have a vehicle to get around, and you don't need a big vehicle. You can have a small vehicle, as opposed to if you're hauling a fifth wheel or a large travel trailer or even a small one, you're going to be driving a vehicle that's a little larger than normal. I don't know if this is interesting to anybody, but I guess it's interesting to those doing what I'm doing. The question is am I delivering it in an interesting way? And why am I chewing gum? Alright, so this side over here, again, the I-75's up there. I guess this is a flea market that's open a couple of days a week, or on the weekends, and then I'm getting attacked by flies. Coming back here is a much more quieter area. Again, I don't remember if I had a chance to choose my spot, but I guess you can request one back here. This is a lot more campy, a lot more, well, you're not on a concrete path. They still have hookups back here. Looks like they've got electric and possibly water. Yeah, I don't know if they have sewer. Yeah, they got sewer too. I see it right over there, that green thing. A lot of spots back here. There's some water over there. I don't know if you can get to it. Yeah, I'm about to run back because I'm being attacked by flies, gnats, and assorted other bugs. Like, you feel like you're in the wilderness, but the interstate reminds you that you're not. You know, it's a shame. It's a really special time of the day, and I thought I'd come out here and photograph some of the backlit, you know, moss sections. They're like icicles coming down from these trees, dried moss. They look like icicles, dry brown icicles. But the real shame is these frickin' bugs. I don't know if you can see, they're all over my face. I go to hold the camera out to take a photo, and I'm just covered. The hands are covered with flies. They're not flies or bugs, no seam, whatever they are. Yeah, gotta cook some dinner and get back in this RV. I would never come here in June again. Just saying. I don't know if they're bad all the year long. I would certainly need to do a little research. I hope we're not going to be getting a lot of bugs in August. And look at this. Look at this. The light open range. It's a nice fifth wheeler. Pulled in right behind me. I'll have to Google that one. Light open range. Looks like a nice small one. Cool. Anyway, time to cook some ribs. What you can't see are all the bugs attacking my hands and face. I tell you, I can deal with the heat, and I can usually deal with the humidity, but the bugs are just awful. I stopped for a second to, look, let me go out here and get some B-roll. Found the wagon wheel. Actually, we can capture these. Check this out.